Welcome back to another episode. I'm about to say the wrong podcast. AK-47 Radio.
Let's
As
go,
always,
AK.
We are here. Yeah, let's go, AK. As always, we have, well, not as always, but as usual, we have our Cosmonaut General, Mike Insalvis, Commissar of all things great and mediocre, Will, and here to sweep up the remains, I'm Sam Alexander. And this is definitely not Let's Go Hunt podcast.
Not yet.
I even changed the banner.
Oh, you did that. The problem is, that's why I hesitated for a moment. I was like, because I did the intro on LGH last week. It's like, wait a minute. Put your brain back on, sir. It's been a long day of doing
We don't need no brains where we're going.
Brains.
We're going.
We're going.
We don't need
Brains.
Oh, well, now I get to shoot you. Perfect.
For those on the audio version, I did zombie arms.
Well, I think they heard the oh, but maybe they thought you were doing something else under the table.
Maybe they thought I was having an orgasm. I don't know.
Okay, you didn't need to say that out loud. The innuendo was good enough. You did not need to say that out loud.
There are some slow. We have some slow listeners. That needed to.
100%.
There's a lot of virgins listening to this show right now.
There's that girl you dated in high school who was so dumb, but she's the only girl that would say yes to you asking her out, that you have to spell everything out to her.
Well, that's cute. You think I had a girlfriend in high school?
Well, if you didn't have a girlfriend, you usually were the girlfriend.
Okay, it was high school, not prison. Calm down.
Anyway,
it's the same thing.
What'd you guys get up to this week?
Mine was.
Anything fun? Anything that was actually useful, or just recovering from the holidays?
We both took a breath. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, some of it recovering from the holidays. I did go through my old studio on the other side of the basement. I found a bunch of gear that I'd forgotten about tucked away in different bins.
Look at this guy. He really is of the political officer class. He has 2 studios. The rest of us over here in equals land, we only have 1.
Would you call that a studio?
Studio.
Studio.
Anyway, so I reorganized my gear and actually put up a bin shelf thing I've had for a while and just haven't put up. Put up a couple other gun walls just for funsies, not for viewsies. And yeah, just piddled around, distanced myself from all the people because holidays. That's about it.
I mean, that sounds pretty much fine.
The post-holidays hangover, I get that. Man.
Created a couple of normal hangovers too. It was great.
That's not so fun. I don't like those.
I don't either. It's why I tend not to drink too much.
I mean, sometimes it can't be helped.
Sometimes. And in those times, one should call an Uber, is all I'm saying.
Why would you go drink anywhere besides your house?
Because
it's cheaper at your house.
There are occasionally social functions where we hang out as humans and drinks are involved.
I'm confused.
Do you never leave your house?
That's why you just fall asleep on the floor. So, Mike,
you don't have any friends to hang out with and drink with? And
I do. They're right here.
Oh boy. So we've enabled Will to never leave his house again. That's just wonderful.
Actually, you just made me accomplish a life dream of mine. Remember, I grew up in the South. Okay, my dream home is 1,000 acres with the house on a hill right in the middle of the property. Zombie bunker underneath the house, and a wall around the perimeter of the property that would make Trump shed a tear of joy.
This is why we
know to be left the fuck alone.
This is why we know you're from the South.
Yeah.
Because if you're from the West, your dream property is more like 20,000, 30,000 acres.
Yes.
1,000's a postage stamp.
I mean, 1,000's a postage stamp, but that's more than enough in the South to pull deer off of constantly. That's more than enough enough to hold.
Have a stocked pond, fish it out.
Yes, thank you. Water was what I was after, to hold enough water. And not to mention you can drink that water after you filter it and boil it and whatnot. 1,000 acres is more than enough to grow like a couple acres of wheat if you need to.
And have a badass private range.
I was really sure you were about to say weed.
Wheat, you ding dong.
You said a W word in growing, and this is Colorado after all.
I mean, if it's going to be the apocalypse and it's your own bunker, I guess do you, whatever. But, I was thinking of survival things.
I grew up hunting on multiple separate 40-acre plots, and that's where I killed every deer I've ever killed in my life. I mean, you're not going to take a shot over 100 yards in the South anyway, so you really don't need huge tracts of land. Huge tracts of land.
Huge. They're huge.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the exciting things from me.
Speaking of huge, I wonder if we can get 1,000 acres in Venezuela now. And AK-103s. Venezuelan AK-103s. I would take that.
I would take
AK-103s.
Dropped once.
Those Venezuelan AKs, well, those 103s probably have been fired, just not at combatants.
I think you're thinking of Iran.
I mean, I'm thinking of anywhere that's a little kind of crap hole third world country dictatorship.
I wouldn't want to buy 1,000 acres in Venezuela right now because it's probably got oil under it.
Oh, true. Then if you bought the 1,000 acres, then the United States would come and invade your 1,000 acres. You'd be like, wait a minute.
And you'd be like that little girl in the movie they made about, like, she's like 12 years old striking oil in Texas.
You'd be like, fuck,
or
so
Oklahoma.
This is what it's like to be on the other side of this one.
Intriguing.
I'm pretty sure they were geared. That's pretty sure they're geared up to manufacture 7.62x39 down there as well. So now that we've created a little satellite state in Venezuela, I think what's their manufacturer name? An acronym goes like CAVIN. It's like CAVIM. We need to import their rifles and their ammunition. And their rifles are probably, as long as we make sure they're using up to spec steel and heat treatment, they're probably not bad because the Russians set it all up for them. See?
All right.
I'm not hearing objections, so that means we're good to go.
Well, I got distracted in the middle of it, so I'm just nodding my head going, you know what? You're probably right.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And even if he's not, he's never going to believe that he's not.
That's actually fair.
Yeah, first rule of being me, I'm always right.
Anyway, Cosmonaut General, what did you do?
So, let's see, the last week.
Okay, so here's the Earth.
Round. Man, that is a sweet Earth. Thanks. Anyway, basically, you've got France, India, Pakistan, China. I'm just kidding. Had to do that for Will.
Fucking chronoplans.
So you got most of the British Empire, including the bit they really wanted about 600 years ago. Continue.
So, let's see. This weekend it was pretty quiet holidays, even up to like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, everything was real quiet, which was really, really nice, I suppose, because lately noise is making me feel older and older. Anyway, we hung out with my dad on Saturday, and then I was going to go hunt on Sunday, but we got home so late from hanging out with my dad that I was like, man, no, I just went to bed. I slept terribly that night anyway, so I just woke up and hung out at the house all day. I did something productive though. I at least cleaned my garage out. My daughter was like, let's clean the truck. So we washed the truck. And so at least that part of the weekend was productive.
Did you find how many just random lost rounds of ammunition did you find?
We didn't actually clean it out. We just washed it.
Well, never mind then.
the next time I clean it out, I'll let you know. I'm still about 3 years ago, a box of 22 got dumped in there, and if you've ever dumped a box of 22 in your truck, you know what happens then. You are thusly leaking 22 forever yonder.
Mhm.
I mean,
Look, another one.
There's
Look,
that
another
version,
one.
there's that version of it. Or was this a year ago? Or it was a year ago. You and I made that shotgun video, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool, whatever.
Just
Year
about.
ago, whenever it was, I had 2 boxes of buckshot break open in the back of my truck.
Oof.
So for a long time, it was oof, but it was also kind of fun because I'd go in the back of the truck and be like, "Oh shit, look, more buckshot." Every
Ooh,
time I
piece of
go in the
candy.
back of the truck, it'd be
Ooh,
like,
a piece
"There's
of candy.
buckshot, sweet." And then eventually it ran out, and I kind of got sad.
Next time he comes here, we have to remember this. This is like the second time this has worked. So Monday didn't really do much. Actually, we did a lot. I just don't remember. They're not pertinent to the party. So, I did spend like 1,000 rounds. I fired 1,000 rounds in the Ace VR simulator that they have on the Quest. So that was pretty cool. If you in the if our single listener,
You can't say that now. We've got more than one person listening in the live Rumble chat.
all right, that's fair. So yeah, that's you know what, we do have
All
one or
4
two.
of you.
All 4 of you. You should go out and buy the Ace VR system, or the is it Ace XR VR? I don't know, whatever.
VR.
It's basically, I love it because it's basically USPSA. But it's in virtual reality. So anything with the Oculus and stuff like that, you can set up USPS. Yeah, Will is holding it up on his screen right now. He's showing the VR headset and the handset that comes with it. Turn the gun side. Right, what he's got. You've got the Glock.
MR920.
Yeah, what is it?
Shadow
Not Glock,
Systems.
there you
It's
go.
a
Thank
space
you.
Glock.
Yeah, he's
It
got. The
does look
Space
like a
Glock
stormtrooper
version.
gun.
I did the 365 because that's my carry gun, but
I did the Shadow because that's my carry gun.
I do want a Shadow because I'm kind of falling into the Glock trap currently, so that would be a lot of fun to have that too.
Yeah.
They still don't have an 1873 single action army, so I can't do my carry gun.
So if Ace VR listens to our show, if they're our 5th listener, you should get an 1873 single action army into the game.
I mean, I don't really carry that, but if I were more of a man, I would.
So it'll never happen.
I mean, yeah, that's like saying, hey, like, no, there's some things it's like, I'm not that cool. I never will be that cool.
I've conceal carried my Mark 23.
I don't know what that is.
Big USP 45.
Oh,
actually, gotcha. USP 45 is small Mark 23.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
That gun is the size of a hairdryer.
MR 923.
Yep.
Reasonably sized. And then the guy she told you not to worry about.
That is a big gun.
It is.
It's even bigger,
microscopically smaller in every dimension than a Desert Eagle. I know because I've compared one side by side.
And yet the Mark 23 is still cooler.
So Will is Agent Smith from The Matrix, but with a better gun. Anyway, back to the VR. I did 1,000 rounds of that. It's like I was explaining, it's basically USPSA in virtual reality. You can shoot any number of over 100 stages. They have a bunch of different stages set up into little match kind of things where they have 4 to 6 stages in a row. They have a whole bunch of USPSA classifiers. If you shoot USPSA, you know what those are. If you don't, they are basically stages that USPSA has created in order to gauge your ranking. And each classifier you shoot goes towards your ranking. I'm not going to bore you with the details of how the ranking actually works, but you base your best 6 stages basically determine your ranking. So there's a hell of a lot more into it than that. But again, won't bore you.
It's like
so anyway,
it's dry fire practice.
Yes,
but for
yes,
And you can jump in and play and compete with your friends.
Yes, and you can shoot with your friends. Like they have so you
Can
can
you shoot your friends?
join.
You
No.
can in the game.
You can shoot at them, but it doesn't work.
Oh no, I'm missing.
It reminds me of Wii. The way they
it
look.
Does, dude. It's a way better Wii. It's like VR Wii. Oh, we are. that was a long time coming, and we all saw anyway. But yeah, the social function is great. You can hang out with your friends, and you can take turns shooting a stage and compete, trying to one up each other. You can go through those whole matches that I mentioned. They have stages from actual USPSA matches in there. AR Drew 479 says, unfortunately, I don't have any friends. That's okay, buddy. You have enough clout in all of these other FRN channels that you're a part of that you can come join the We Like Shooting channel and shoot with us there.
Stop giving him ideas. I was going to tell him if he changes his screen name to AK Drew, then we'll be his friends.
Oh, well,
that's not true.
Because
we also don't have friends.
I didn't want to lie to him.
I will.
So anyway, so I shot 1,000 rounds of that. I've been playing with that since basically last November, like a year and a half ago, November.
Mm-hmm.
And I played with it almost every single day back when I got it for about 6 weeks straight, and found out about 50,000 rounds in, there is a challenge coin that they send you for reaching 100,000 rounds. So I then had a goal and had to hit that. So after I hit that, I kind of stopped playing it for a little bit. But I will say that many rounds in, one, it's incredible dry fire practice. Because if you know what you're doing with a handgun, you can properly hold it while you do your dry fire. You can focus on your grip, you can focus on your stance, you can focus on your technique, you can focus on keeping the sights aligned while you squeeze the trigger. You can't, unfortunately, focus on reloads because the reloads are like you hit the magazine release button, and then all you have to do to reload it is tap the bottom of the gun. I still like to reach for my belt and then come slap the bottom of the gun, but it's kind of
some of at the risk of this turning into a Ace VR review, some of the movement is kind of funky because you have to have a big open space, or you move using a joystick, and you can't obviously focus on recoil, but it's really good for 99.9% of things you can do.
Mm-hmm. I really like it, so I put 1,000 rounds in on Monday just because.
And it's easy to put 1,000 rounds in.
It really is.
Do that?
About an hour.
Okay, just nonstop, bang, 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 bang.
Because you're not hand jamming mags, and
you're not taping targets.
Yeah,
you taper targets. I just put more holes.
Well,
you know how they have the drills. I did some of these drills today where you put the hole in the target, and the goal is not to put holes on paper; it's to not put holes on paper. So it stops you from focusing too much on getting like the teeniest, tiniest little group possible.
Yeah.
If you shoot enough holes in the target, it becomes that target.
I've done that before, and that's great for defensive shooting, which pistol stuff. But if you're actually scoring,
not with that
counting hits, things like that,
you can't do defensive shooting with a Mark 23
because it's an offensive handgun.
What the hell?
Oh, that's literally what it was called.
The offensive handgun weapons project or something like that, right?
I guess they can never ban it for being a. Well, maybe okay, never mind. Let's not get down that road.
Yeah.
I mean, I go down that road because I'd consider the Mark 23 a grail gun, except for it costs so damn much, and the USP 45 tactical it gets me 90% of the way there.
You just have to compare sizes anytime.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's not about size. It's about how it feels in the hand, and then sometimes how
honestly they feel about the same in the hand, except for one's bigger.
Oh, by the way, speaking of mouthfeel, did you know that? And then we'll go back to how easy it is to go through 1,000 rounds, because Sam said something. Anyway,
At some point,
Did you know that you can literally look at any texture or anything, just look around your room right now, find something, look at it, and go, what would that feel like on my tongue? And your tongue knows. The tongue knows, man.
I mean, maybe because you went around licking every surface as a child.
No, it's because your tongue, besides the taste buds, has the sense of touch. And so everything that you touch, you already know what it feels like. So if you know what it feels like and you look at it and wonder what it feels like with your tongue knows because it's already touched it with your fingers.
This could lead to so many bad jokes that I'm not going to make
Nope.
because they're too obvious. It's better to leave them unsaid.
Mm-hmm.
In any case,
the Ace VR is real cool. One of these days, I want to pick one up, but it's one of those things that's like cost money. Other things always come up as bigger priorities.
Yeah, I feel that. I got mine. So when I bought it was the 4th of July time frame, and it was a stupid, crazy good sale that came with a free year of the membership, which that is another sucky thing, is it's a monthly membership.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that is a downside.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how much that we hate monthly memberships and stuff.
But
I really,
it's worth
really
it in
don't
my
like
opinion.
it. I agree with that though. It is worth it if you
And
use it. If you
so look
let it
around
get
those
turned into one of those
holidays.
subscriptions that you don't use, then
I know. Like I was saying, I miss the days when you'd buy the damn computer program at Best Buy. You
Yep.
bring the big box home just to take the little CD case out of it, shove it in, download or install, and off you go.
Yes.
That was it.
I agree with you, but that is not unfortunate. That is unfortunately the way. Yes. But yeah, look around. If you guys are looking to get into Ace, look around the holidays because you can get some pretty banging deals.
Yeah.
I didn't even have an Oculus. So I got the Oculus, the 2 handsets, the headset, like the head straps, whatever, and a gun and a year membership for like basically half price.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which normal price is about $700. So that's handset and an Oculus 3 that it comes with. And Oculus 3 is $500. The handset's usually about $200. When I say handset, we're talking about the little fake gun that holds the Quest controllers. But yeah, dude, it's easy to burn through 1,000 rounds because all you have to do is like you get ready, you stand where you're supposed to stand to start the stage, and then timer goes off, you shoot the stage, and when you're done, you can either look at your score or you can just press B, reset everything, go again. Oh, I fucked that up. I took too long to hit that steal. Fuck it, just hit B, start over.
And even though it's match styling, which I personally hate because it's not super practical like I would like it to be. I mean, some of the stages you can just kind of do whatever you want, but in some of them, like when I do my reloads, I tend to reload in the workspace, and it will say I broke the 180, and it will automatically DQ me in the middle of a pretty good run just because I was like half a degree away from 180, even though I'm clearly being super safe with the gun. And I feel like real matches are like that too, some of them.
Yeah, that's why a lot of us learn to just, you got to game. A lot of us have learned to game the match and just,
which is teaching
the
bad
reload
habits.
point. It really is, because if you're in an actual firefight, you should reload where you're looking. But that's exactly it. You break the 180, and like, one, you don't want to put people behind you in danger, and two, you don't want to get DQ'd. So we do some dumb shit just to make it obvious we're not breaking it. But I'm 100% with you.
For other shooters too, like I would let Mrs. Country use it for a while until I actually added a friend on there that would randomly jump in. And I was like, okay, no more of this. Because you don't want persona confusion at that point. And she would set it up, unlimited ammo, so you don't have to do the reloads if you're just working on target transitions or accuracy or whatever. Like for newer shooters, it's not a expert's game. Anybody can jump into it. And if you really don't care about your rankings, which I personally don't, then it's just good training.
I kind of care about my ranking a little bit, and I hate that I care about it a little bit, but I'm very competitive by nature, and that's why I love USPSA anyway. Speaking of which, I'm shooting another match at my ranch tomorrow night, so
you better go to bed.
I'll live, I suppose. It's not like I'm going to sleep anyway. But yeah, that competitive nature in me gets there, but I love it. I absolutely love it for the training tool that it is, because when I kind of fell out of shooting and competing about 4 years ago, after my back surgery, I can't even remember how long. Regardless, I was in too much pain to. I DQ'd it out of a match because I was in so much pain. I wasn't paying attention, and that, totally fair. It's cool. And then I just kind of fell out of it after that, because I was like, nope, it's not worth it to go shoot another match in pain. It's not worth it to DQ again. Like, I'll just wait till I'm healed. And then, life turned into life and years passed. So, getting back into it, I have always shot with one eye closed. Even when people talk about how both eyes open is faster, I just could not figure it out, because my eyes just don't understand that. So a year and a half ago, when I got the Ace, shooting with one eye closed in a VR headset feels weird.
Yes.
So I started to keep that eye open, and then as I started to keep that eye open, I started getting faster and faster in certain stages. Certain stages I thought I'd already maxed out in, like maxed out my personal, and then suddenly I had both eyes open and I'm just banging through it. Then I started to learn that competing can really be kind of like a dance. You just have to do the steps right, and you look really good. And if you do the step wrong, you look like a moron. And you're really bad at it and you're slow. But, it takes time to learn to dance. So that the VR helped me with that too. And I can't emphasize this enough. When I went back to competing, and I haven't gone back to an actual sanctioned match, just my ranges, fake matches, but good shooters that I've shot real matches with come to shoot this match. They're guys and girls that I know from the competing world. So that's why I keep going, because they're people I know. And when I went back after 3 or 4 years, or however long it had been, I did better than I expected. In fact, I was faster than when I left. And I was like, what in the hell? And I had done no serious training, no serious shooting, nothing like that over the course of 4 years, with the exception of the Ace. So that is literally the only thing that could have made me better. And on top of that, I shoot with both eyes open now. And It is faster. So it's 100% a good training tool.
I agree. I also learned and shot 4 years with one eye closed, and that was just like, do not shoot any other way. Those people are like, this is the only way, this is the only right way.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do not agree with that mentality, but
I don't
I still can't get behind a magnified optic and keep both eyes open. For me, that doesn't work. Like, I took my AR out with the 3X flip to side magnifier, and I could not shoot both eyes open with it, with the magnifier in place. As soon as I move that out of the way and it's just a dot, I'm good to go. But it's because my eyes are seeing the same depth, I think, and they just can't merge those two things.
Yeah, no, I think you're right on that. With a handgun, you can see the sight. And this may have happened because I may have been bad at lining the sights up, but it's another thing Ace helped me with, was my natural point of aim. Now I can bring most any handgun right to the spot because of that thing. Because I'm now 131,500 rounds into it, and the damn thing told me they're going to give me another coin for 250,000. So that's not ideal for my future. In any case, when I was dicking around trying to shoot my buck deer hunting this year, I had plenty of time behind the rocks waiting for a good shot. And I was playing eye closed, eye open, eye closed, eye open. And I kind of just settled on, like, it doesn't really matter as long as the eye that matters is centered in the view piece. But what I did notice is that eye open, it's like, okay, I really can't see anything with this eye anyway, because the scope goes out so far, it blocks most of my vision over this way. And so, like, eye closed, eye open. Like, the only thing I'm seeing is stuff over here with the eye open. So, and for those listening and didn't see that, basically put your hand out in front of you. Anything to your right, I couldn't see because the scope's in the way. So I'm with you. That makes sense. It's with magnified stuff, they don't see the same distance. It would be, I don't know if you would do very well with that night vision setup that's like thermal one side and
he'd vomit comment.
Oh God, it would be awful.
If he couldn't, if
that would be
your
bad.
brain couldn't like configure one eye being able to see in the dark green and the other not. I'm still on the fence. I know some guys who swear up and down by doing the thermal over the left eye and then night vision over the right eye. I'm still not convinced by it. I haven't really tried it though.
I mean, I know it's super expensive, but they make.
I mean, so are duals. I mean, it's the same. You're going at the same price as doing dual night vision. It's just a matter of you're dumping,
right.
You're dumping one pod's worth of money into thermal optics,
and they make clip-ons for night vision that will give you a thermal outline in the tube. It exists. It exists. And 10 years ago, it was like if you had night vision, you had mega bucks. And now night vision is not so hard to get into, and digital night vision is almost at the point where it's viable as a usable wearable option. Technology is advancing. I think by the time we hit middle age, by me, I mean me and you, not Mike. Sorry.
Too late.
Yeah. I think we'll have a viable thermally integrated night vision tube.
Not digital though.
I mean, digital already kind of exists. It's just not as good as a wearable.
It's not about even as wearable. It ain't even there. Gen 2 beats digital still. Whips the pants off of it.
Dude,
and that's a generation behind the good shit.
Oh,
but
AR Drew said something that I'd never thought of about the Ace VR. I have to I have to say real quick, and then I'll go back to what we're on. He said that empty garage is a really, really good place to play that thing and have freedom of movement. I never considered my garage. I'm kind of an idiot. But then again, it's got a car in it, so
I considered it. I just don't.
Anyway.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, you don't need to go down the night vision rabbit hole right now either.
I mean,
all we do here is rabbit holes.
We'll get to
we should call it the AK-47 rabbit hole show.
Yeah, but then people are going to think we talk about rabbits.
Then
we're going to have two things in the title that we don't talk enough about instead of just the one thing.
We talked about deer.
They would start complaining we're not bunny enough. Okay, anyway.
Let's just call it the Jackalope Show. Problem solved. So I went and did Ace VR in Meat Space today.
Oh yeah? How'd the Meat Space VR go?
I mean, it was really realistic. That dirt hurts when you hit it.
He fell down.
I gathered that.
I did not fall down, but I did go.
You did. You just did it intentionally.
I did it intentionally, but with not as much grace as I thought I would be going into it. And so I tweaked. That's not like my knee's not hurting, but in the moment I was like, "Hey, that hurt." No, I dragged up to the range today. Applied some of the lessons that we talked about a few episodes ago, and that I intended to only take 2 guns. Instead, I took 4. But that's a big improvement for me. Only took 1 rifle.
Yeah, that is true.
As my counselor says, progress, not perfection.
Yep. Exactly. Progress. But excuse me. public spot was closed because some other idiot started a fire up there. Someone needs to stop starting fires up there. Hardly anybody up there though today. Got into a good spot, set up a target at 25 yards from the truck, then walked up and just started doing bill drills.
It is Tuesday.
It turns out my shot timer is no longer recording shots. It still goes beep, but it's not picking up the shots for some reason. So
did you get a setting that?
I don't think so. I'm gonna double check it, but
because you can set the sensitivity of that pickup, and if the sensitivity of that pickup or it got shit in it and now it's muffled and it needs the sensitivity increase so it can.
I'll check it.
See
Which
what
one
you
do you
can
have?
find.
Oh, I don't fucking remember.
Packed?
Yeah, the one everybody has.
Yeah. That's what
the slightly trapezoidal, the packed club shot timer. That
looks like an upside down Star Trek emblem.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like tracking what shot times are, mostly to see how, like on a bill drill or something, to see how fast the gun comes up. I wasn't doing any drills where I'd need to know my split times, or that I'd know like, oh, I did this drill in this amount of time, other than the bill drills, because a lot of the drills I was doing, I changed them from one drill to the next. But did a lot of bill drills with the USP-45. Everything went smoothly there. I love that gun. Then did some with the Flux Raider. I also love that thing. And then a bunch of them with the AK-101, which is not behind me. I just jerked my thumb. It's actually over there.
Ding dong.
And then I was using tile boxes as my targets today because I had a lot of them, and all of them have a little circle at the top. So I did a few of the bill drills, but putting rounds through the cutout. And the first one I did was like, oh, neat, I should speed it up a little bit. And then the second one, first round went through, and the other ones just barely touched cardboard along the bottom. I was like, oh, shit, well, fuck that one up.
Do line breaks count if the line you broke is on the negative?
I don't count them.
Line breaks count in your favor.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, is if he's changing the rules for himself.
Well, my rules are unforgiving for me usually, so it didn't count. So then I slowed down and did it a few more times. Then just did some run and gun drills, starting from a target that was, the farthest target was I think about 70 yards from the start line, and then variations of maybe put 2 rounds on that target, then run up to one target, do a bill drill at that target, and then. So I like to do drills where you're incorporating multiple things. Being able to shoot at 70 yards, even though 70 yards isn't that far away, it's a good starter. I also like to do, that's why I like bill drills, not because of any kind of like USPSA on stuff, because I think they use those in qualifiers for USPSA, don't they? Or am I thinking of a different? One of the competitions uses bill drills as one of their
I believe USPSA bill drill is one of their classifiers.
Okay.
So is Mozambique. There's a bunch of them.
But like Mozambique drills, or like the bill drill, in a drill, even if it involves doing some running, I like to incorporate that, because that get the gun up from a low ready, or if you've been sprinting up to the target, getting it from however the hell you're holding it when you're sprinting and getting those first rounds off. I think that's an important motor function to have. And then doing movement and fire. So like in this case, it wasn't a huge one, but doing just a walk and then the lateral walk across targets and putting 4 rounds on each. That's something that you can't really practice at a static range, but it is something in going shooting with other groups of guys I've noticed a lot of people are really bad at. It's hard to get that cadence because you're trying to walk smoothly, but it's really noticeable with the red dot. You'll never stop that dot from bouncing just a little bit. So you got to find that cadence where you can hit rounds and get them in there accurately and not just bounce them all over the place.
Moving and shooting is hard, and moving and reloading, especially if you're doing a tack reload where you're like, oh, I'm between a set of targets, but I have to retain my ammo, is even harder. Just to even to think, okay, don't let mag fall to ground, grab mag, put in dump pouch.
That's a really hard one to do, just because of I'm super guilty of it. I caught myself doing it today. I didn't really do any like mag retentions. I didn't really do any tack reloads today. I did incorporate a reload into the drills, but it was on a dry mag, so I was doing emergency reloads. But oh yeah, stopping yourself from just doing the brain on autopilot, throw mag on ground, put new mag in.
Yeah. Let me ask this: with your AK, did you know when you fired the last round that it was dry, or did you let it go click? I couldn't tell from the video clips.
Oh, so I was doing roughly 20 rounds per. I say roughly because I tried, but I was loading one magazine with like 2 or 3 rounds more, and the other with less. And I'm such a simple-minded idiot. If I sit here and kind of juggle the mags between hands, pretty soon I forget which one was which. So I know the gun's gonna run dry probably somewhere on those 2 walking targets, but I don't know exactly what round. So run it till click, reload, finish the course fire, run forward, hit the other one. There's some drills when I ran back to the truck and then hit the dirt and then put rounds on target at 70 yards again, with being a little. I still need to get in better shape here, but a little bit out of breath, a little bit of gas doing it, especially after running it for like 10 times. Very last drill I did, which I knew it was time to. It's like, all right, I think if we can be done with this now. It's like, all right, we're just gonna do a lazy jog back to the truck on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I will also point out, and again, not trying to just show for Ace, but it's also really good for teaching you to move and shoot.
Yeah. Same target transitions on that one. Target
Mhm.
transitions again
Yep.
are something
Hell.
that'll. So target transitions, the way I was taught. Hang on, Will, 1 second. In Ace VR, this is a great place to practice that. It's like when you move. The best description I ever heard that was taught to me by Robert Butler years ago, who's the guy that Mike's done some training with him in the Springs too.
Mhm.
When you're operating a computer, you don't watch your cursor go across the screen. You look at the button you want to push and you drag your cursor towards it. Same
Yep.
thing. And it's because I started shooting in my 20s. And I took classes very quickly after that. I usually don't have a problem with that. It's fairly natural for me just to go, oh, look to target, bring rifle over. But that's something that it takes some practice. I know for some people, because they do, and it's not like it's a I'm better than you type of thing. It's just if you didn't, I started out doing that crap. I didn't start out doing, kind of the more I think it's natural to drag the whole rifle over.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, target
So
transition's good. I like doing drills when I'm gassed, so I like to sprint around too because I'm an idiot and I like to torture myself.
no, that's a good thing to do to yourself, because how many of us are like, oh, I can hit a group this big. Okay, can you hit that group when you're going?
But I extra fucked myself over on one of them with the Flux Raider because I was doing again roughly 20 rounds for the whole drill. So a certain amount in one mag, certain amount on the other, mix them together, and off I go. Somewhere along the line, I dropped 2 more rounds than I should have because I got up to the very farthest target to put 3 on it and then ran out of ammo. And so rather than quitting, I ran my dumbass back to the ammo to the case and scrambling to put rounds in a mag. Really sucks. Kept dropping. I'm like, oh shit, come on. All right, there we go.
So
And it wasn't quite zeroed for that 20-yard target. I keep optic swapping on that thing. Right now it's got a good 25-yard zero. I wasn't quite sure of my drop. I know I had to go a little bit higher at 70, but got a few of them.
I think I kind of have a small clue why 2-eyed shooting is faster. And that's very much like what you just said about you look at your target and then you move to it. It's a lot easier to do that when you look naturally. We look naturally with both eyes. Not only that, but looking naturally with both eyes also allows you to bring your 3-dimensional instead of 2-dimensional gun into where it's supposed to be as well. And you can have your 2 eyes verifying it's in the proper position instead of just one.
Maybe I cheat
Just a
a
theory.
little bit. I shoot 2 eyes open, but I kind of naturally have a bit of a lazy eye when I shoot on my left side.
It's just
So
your
it's
eye.
open, but it's just maybe it's not the right way to do it, but it's the way I do it. And it's at this point, it just kind of naturally happens. My left eye just lids down ever so slightly, and so I can still see it. Well, red dots, it doesn't happen actually, but with like scopes, left eye, if I just close it just a hair, I don't have any issues looking through like a magnified optic.
Hey, when it comes to shooting, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's
why I
like,
want
find out how your body works and use it to your advantage. So for me, for an example, I got my shoulder put out of socket when I was 4. And
Gross.
for those watching, my left arm is about an inch shorter now than my right arm is. And so I have to accommodate for that.
You freak.
Yeah, I know.
I just tried.
I didn't.
Like mine are equal.
I didn't even notice until I got tailored for the first time for a suit. And the tailor was like, "Did you know that your right arm is an inch longer than your left arm?" And I was like, "No."
And then he became self-conscious about it a little bit.
But you have to.
He's like, "Come on, grow more."
No. But for me, honestly, it actually kind of works out in some ways, depending on what kind of shooting I'm doing, or like martial arts, for example. You learn how your body works.
Wait,
I was
which one's
watching
longer again?
my right arm.
So this is like in The Princess Bride when they're doing the sword fight at the beginning. It's like I'm not left-handed. In your case, though, when you switch to right hands, now you actually have longer reach too.
Yes.
So I have a surprise for you.
No.
I'm not actually left-handed.
I have a surprise for you too. I'm not
Neither
left-handed.
am I.
Yeah. So I mean, but especially if you grow up with, your body being a certain way, and it was, God, I hate that I'm bringing this back up, but
I hate the way you said that.
the whole thing of, hey, I'm Mike, and did you know that your tongue knows what sandpaper feels like, even though you've never licked sandpaper? It's kind of the same thing. You're just, this is what you've been dealing with for your life, and it doesn't seem different or weird to you. It's like when I do push-ups, well, I'm a little off balance, but I can still figure it out and make it work. And I didn't even realize until somebody told me. So if it works for you and it's safe, cool, do it.
And it's not entirely stupid. Like, I can't think of something off the top of my head, but there are those everybody knows a guy like this or someone who said something that's so, they're like, oh, it works for me, but it is so vastly, incredibly stupid that one doesn't count.
Yes. But I did see on the opposite end of that, I watched a podcast recently. This guy, I do not remember his YouTube name or anything, but he was born super premature, like didn't have hands, is missing literally half of his right forearm.
Oh, is this the Nubs?
No, not Nub Gunner. It's a different guy.
Okay.
Different guy. Nub Gunner, that all, as far as I know, that all happened to him as in like combat injuries. No, this guy was born this way. Like his legs were all jacked up in different lengths and stuff. And he has gone on to shoot competitively and professionally and like do all kind. He doesn't even have fingers. And he can still
better than us.
Yeah, he's like winning championships and shit. And it's like, yeah, this was my existence my entire life. And my parents were, very kind, very great, awesome people. But at the same time, they were like, you got to figure it out, dude. This is your life.
Have you ever seen No Handed Shooter?
That's okay. When I was saying
that's him.
Wrong person. Who Mike's talking about is who I was thinking of.
Okay, that guy. Yeah, that's him.
I didn't actually meet him. I'm not a go up and introduce myself to all the gun tubers kind of guy. Yeah. Hey, I'm this guy you don't give a fuck about. Yeah, no.
I feel that.
But I saw him at Rocky Mountain Range Day a couple of years ago, and I watched him just manhandle an M60 better than dudes with hands can, and I was like, good for you, dude. Like, God damn. And he's impressive.
Yeah, I didn't get to see him shoot. I was taking him at his word for it, but given the source that he was doing the interview with, I was like, okay, I believe this.
Yeah, and he laid waste with an M60. It was amazing. Or was it a 240?
Life finds a way.
Same.
You're
But-
right. Like the dude who has the completely armless guy who's just basically a torso and a head. He learned to shoot archery, and he does the same thing. He wins archery competitions shooting with his feet.
Yeah, the jokes though uses a crossbow. I'm
Dude,
kidding.
I can't even.
I'm kidding.
I'm trying to. How?
So I stacked another 150 rounds on the 101, which is not a big round count, but I think in total shot about 300 rounds for the day.
Okay, that's a good day.
It's between 45 9mm, 9mm and 5.56. 9mm. Nine
That's a good day when Ace isn't giving you free sponsored ammo virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't talk to me about the ammo. That part makes me cry.
So one of the other cool
45
things
is at least all my hand loads, but everything else is just.
If you weren't such a fucking I'm not a hipster type of hipster, you'd
dude, he is
carry
totally
a 9mm.
I'm not a hipster.
I can reload I can hand load my 45 cheaper than I can buy a 9mm though.
Okay, or you could hand load 9mm cheaper than you can hand load.
Nope,
45.
I can't hand load 9mm. It's too small.
Mm.
It's just the when you hand load 45, the rounds are big enough because I hand load a single stage because I don't have Gonsalves bucks over there.
Yeah, listen to me. One, you have more money than I do, and two, when you say hand load, I assume you're doing it on a single stage because that sounds like torture. What I do is reload.
It's methodic. It's methodical.
I press my own.
Yes, he wants to turn his 45 ACP as cheap as he can get them FMJ range ammo rounds into the most precision, perfect long range competition ammo. So he has to do it one process at a time, make sure he gets the exact amount of powder in every single round.
I do like to.
He weighs his bullets to make sure they're not half a grain off.
I don't do that. I am paranoid enough that I do like to fill the whole loading block of 50 and take a flashlight and just scan the whole thing to make sure there's no double charges or none that's missing powder. Anyway, no, I thought, but so when you hand load like 45, it's like this big fat pill in your hand. You're like, that's satisfying. You do it with 9mm though, and it's just like, fuck this thing. Got him.
So fucking dumb.
You got yourself. Oh, this is too small in my hand. Oh, this feels better. It's bigger.
Jesus. Hey, my whole goal is to make somebody laugh. Okay, time to feel good about myself.
All you had to do was take your pants off. You didn't have to go all that elaborate. It wasn't.
Fraggle Frackle was asking
why
aren't I loading all of this? Two reasons. One, for some reason the primer for 223 556 the what the fuck is it called on a press, the primer ram, whatever, the seater that
the primer
sheet, mine's being a bitch and won't seat primers right now. It just keeps mangling them, so I gotta get a new one. And then two, I'm not gonna run hand loads through my PSA that I'm really anticipating is not going to have issues, but that's part of the reason I want to get the round count higher, and I'm checking the headspace more often now, is if it does have issues, I can say, or God forbid the thing grenaded, it's going to grenade on a factory round and not a hand load, because then they would instantly just go, oh, fuck, you did it on a hand load. It's like, well, it was one of my hand loads, but they would never accept that.
I agree. If you're doing durability testing and like something more than, oh, I has gun for defense or for fun or whatever, if you run into a problem and you're using factory ammo, you're eliminating a variable. It's literally the scientific method.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But anyway, it was a good range day. It was much better. I'm just going to wrap up real quick. It was much better on my end. Wrap up my little thing. Much better than the last range day, because I didn't go out there with like a huge plan, but like, no, I'm going to get there. I'm going to do some bill drills. And then once some bill drills are done, well, actually, I didn't start with bill drills. I guess I did start with out of the holster, one round, just do a little bit of dry fire, a couple of just one round out of the holster just to kind of get warmed up, and then went to bill drills. But had a plan for the day. I left not feeling like I didn't just waste ammo like last time. So good to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say a Dillon 650 or 750 is only like $600 right now.
Yes,
if
but I can
that
buy 2
now
Makarovs for that price.
I'm also another
That's one for each hand.
like $900 into accessories like the brass bucket feeder. The well, that's just the big one, honestly.
All the stuff to make it actually like pull
Yeah.
the handle, to where you don't have to keep
That's
feeding something in with every turn, or having to like top the frickin' case tube up every 10 rounds.
it's the same thing as, oh, hey, I should get a flux. I have a 320. Like, okay, so now I got to buy the flux, but oh, I had the compact 320 and I don't really want to shoot my fucking thumb off. So now I need a longer slide and barrel. And now I also, as a result, need a longer recoil spring. Oh, this thing needs an optic and it's got a pick rail on it. So the pistol dot that I had on my compact slide isn't going to work unless I buy a mount. So I either buy an optic or I buy a mount. Yeah, I could probably use the same light, but oh, wait, holsters for this thing are almost unobtainium, and I don't know if I trust them. So now I need a bag to carry it in. Oh, hey, Flux makes this super cute, little, awesome, amazing quick deploy sling that stays out of the way when you haven't been using it. It's the same thing. I bought a Flux, and now I got to spend a bunch of other money to actually use the damn thing.
They got you worse than they got me, because you also bought the charging handle and all the other shit.
I bought the charging handle and the side pick rails, but the charging handle, I will tell you, when I was running mine at the range, even though that was the first time I had ever run my Flux. It was money.
The Gat Lab says, I saw a video comment recently that said an optic should be mounted on the front sight block or gas tube on an AK and not the side rail mount receiver because the receiver flexes under fire. Gay.
There's this thing called heat and expansion under heat.
So the gas
not to mention, depending on what optic you buy, if it gets too hot,
if it's the Ultimac gas rail, Ultimac gas rails have I used to have one on my OPAP back there. Never had any issues with the Wandering Zero. Having just that railed gas tube is like having a furnace attached to the front of your gun. I burned myself on that more than any other part of any other gun in my entire life. The side rail mounts on AKs, as long as it is properly constructed, this pisses me off with YouTubers go out there and say, well, it's not reliable. No, they will return to fucking zero every single fucking time. I have done it more times than I can count on both sides. For the 101 sitting back here, my OPAP. I have stripped the side rail off, put it back on, shot it, thrown the side rail away, put it back on, shot it. Never had any issues. That is some modernist gun tube bullshit. Because, and I love brass. I really like brass. I'll do these listening, so I can't lie now. I love Brass Facts. He's my favorite YouTuber, probably. But him and Hop and somebody else maybe went out and, I don't know, I think they may have bought them, but they bought the Sure Shot chassis, which are a monolithic chassis for an AK. And that's like a $700 fucking chassis, because they're talking about this is the only reliable way to mount an optic to an AK. It's like, you freaking millennial Zoomers, no, it is not.
Share the thingy that share the screen share. Okay. You guys watch this video. Make it big size if you can.
Oh, that's as big as it gets.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Look
how much wiggle is in that whole thing, and you're worried about the receiver flexing? Like, come on,
the Ultimac does, and this is another potential downside of the Ultimac rails, though. It basically has, I don't know how this, I'm gonna do this on the fly. It goes down like over two hoops around the barrel, so it bolts
Harmonics.
to your barrel, so it doesn't wiggle. But now you're putting extra pressure on your barrel. Now it's an AK. It's a 3 MOA gun, more or less. 2 to 3 MOA gun. Yeah. Oh, TFB TV sways my opinion at all. Oh, don't get me started on TFB.
That makes Reeves? Sam mad.
Isn't that James Reeves' outfit? The TFB is the blog side of TFB.
He doesn't own TFB or TFB TV, but he is probably their primary face on YouTube.
He was out there talking to WBP Poland. He was over there at the factory, which I am super jelly of. But WBP Poland is currently they're like in their development cycle of doing a 5.56 AK with an AR-15 magwell. And he probably just doesn't know any better, but he was over there talking about how this is so great and how this is like motherfucker, those things have been around for 10 plus years. There have been AR magweld 5.56 AKs for a very long time now.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
in their
new shit.
defense,
Oh, in the company's defense,
Actually.
they need to sell it like it's the best thing ever. In his defense, he probably just doesn't know any better. But as an AK
But
autist,
at the same time, Century Arms AKs have existed forever. So therefore, there's no reason not to just get a Century. I don't know. I like Fire and Blog. I like Brass Facts. I like Hop. I like all of those things. I watch them pretty much religiously.
I like James Reeves too. But when I saw that, it's like
I've never met him. But I will say some of those videos that come out, I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to give a shit about the content of this video, so I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
But if I know I'm going to give a shit, I love watching his takes on shit.
Even Zastava I had to look it up just to make sure they had a magwell that would take a 5.56 or Stanag mags, AR mags. So anyway, no,
as a counterpoint,
the freaking just to bring it back around, unless your AK was built by the actual drunk monkeys at Century Arms, the actual drunken monkeys, not the new drunken monkeys, but the ones from like 2005, 2004. Your side rail is the best way to mount an optic to your AK, hands down.
I will say I still would prefer to have a top mount for a lot of reasons. So I understand the desire. And once I eventually get an AK, will be pursuing some of the different top mounted options.
So I have a Texas Weapon System dogleg rail.
That is what I was going to start with.
I need to put back on here. I had it on there, but because I'm so used to having the 101 behind me. But because I like to switch this rifle back and forth between having the laminate furniture on it sometimes and the rib top cover for her pleasure. I ended up going back to a side rail mount on it just because I could switch the gun up if I wanted to. The Texas Weapon System, you install it, you shouldn't be fucking with it after that.
No, absolutely
I do need to go back and retest the accuracy on that. But those have been around for a long time.
I've heard mixed reviews on those.
A lot of the mixed reviews that I have seen though come from guys not installing them properly.
That's
my second. That wouldn't be my second choice though. These days you can't get Zenico furniture anymore unless you're paying from freaking scalper off Reddit. But
the black market, or the black market.
Yeah, but Zenico stuff. Midwest Industries. Their alpha rails, a little bit expensive. I haven't handled one. I've seen good stuff about them though.
I want to be able, so if I get a folding stock, specifically a side folder.
Yep.
Because I want to go Magpul Zukov side folder. And I still want gun to be slim with stock folded for storage and transport and shit like that, and not have to take my optic off and put it back on before I want to use it. And so for me, the practicality of having a top mount, not to mention some of those side rails, depending on what you get, they've gotten a lot better. But in my understanding, in years past, they would still be kind of offset like an M1D sniper.
Yes. So the Midwest, which one Midwest one do I have? So the absolute,
there's also
probably the
company.
RF Regulate.
Yeah.
I was about to say the best side rail you could probably still get, even though the company's a bit of a pain in the ass and doesn't have shit in stock hardly, is RS Regulate. But this, I don't have the basic Midwest side rail. I have the one up from that. It has, a couple, you can see on the screen, there's just those two screws there. They give you just a little bit of adjustment to bump over left to right.
Is it fixed Or is it kind of a slidey thingy like a camera lens? So I guess, do you pull screw or bolts out, move over to next hole and put back in,
Oh, no,
or do you
it
just
wiggles
loosen
back
it and
and forth.
slide it?
It's got some wiggle back and forth.
I
It's
could
not like
see
full
that
force.
playing hell with zeroing.
No, you fucking Loctite that shit and off you go.
No. I meant getting it lined up perfectly in line with the
Oh, you're
bore
worrying
instead
too
of
much,
1
sir.
degree
Just
offset.
look down the gun, and if it looks mostly straight, you're good to go.
Yes, this is how mounting optics works.
It is on an AK. Turn the gun over and look at it. It's not straight anyway.
You're not straight anyway. I know.
Oh,
Mike was about to say it.
Yep. Beat me to it.
Yeah, I walked into that one. But anyway, good question, Gat Lab. You touched one of the things that pisses me off.
You touched his tism.
Not as tism as some people get, but the side rail thing, it's just like, no, they're perfectly fine. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Like if you're really into like the Sure Shot chassis, just tickles you in the right spot, get it. And you got the money for it, off you go. But
Or if you're not going to change your gun up a shit ton and you want to just have a dedicated setup that you're not going to fuck with for the next at least 5 years.
and you're not going to put an LPVO on, because you can't put an LPVO on one of those.
Yeah, but I think people that put LPVOs on like standard AKs, if we talk RPK, maybe we have a different conversation. But why red dot magnifier on an AK?
Red
The
dot
design
magnifier
itself.
on an AK, I agree with you.
Yeah, not too
one
bad.
of the VR
I also like prisms.
one of
I
the options,
like
and it's a really fun option.
Yeah, or prism. Just like,
Yeah.
I don't need this thing to be precise because
It's not.
I've
going
never
to be
in my
precise.
life, I've never in my life owned a gun that I could outshoot, except for my Keltec PF9. I can outshoot this thing all day long. But aside from that, like, I don't want to build a gun to the point where I can shoot better than the gun can. That's just not helpful.
Yeah, I get very disappointed when I buy guns that I can shoot better than. I'm like, why is this grouping so bad? I know I'm better than this. And like I
Usually
focus
the
even
ammo.
harder and it just turns in. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
honestly, like, when I talk about all that, I'm thinking specifically of the Mauser 98 that I have. And the only ammo that I could find for it at the time, the only 8mm available, was that cheap blue box, like not Priv Partisan, but like something else.
PPU or something.
Something similar.
PPU
They make-
may be Priv Partisan, to be fair.
They make all sorts of rifle ammo that's real shit, and it may have just been the ammo. It may be because the Nazi rifle is 1,000,000 years old and it might have gotten itself shot out in the war. Who knows? But you know, I had it in a rest and I'm squeezing the trigger and I'm like, oh, bang, okay, that's gotta be dead center. 1.5 right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But that was good.
Dooley over here talking shit. Oh, I can always outshoot an AK. Now, to be fair, I totally believe him because it's Dooley. However, I'm going to say he's just talking shit because AR podcast.
I think he's talking shit because he's drunk.
Also, as I responded in the chat, he can outshoot most ARs too. So,
yeah.
Like I said, I believe him. I'm not calling him out, but I'm calling him out because it's fun lore for the show.
You know what I can't wait to do is the Zombies in the Heartland match with Dooley and all of the other nerds that are going to come out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to that one.
So, anyway.
And because I'm looking forward to it, it means I'll probably like crash my truck the week before.
Or book a church that needs you to spend the next 3 months straight with no days off retiling their
No, that was never them. That was always that fucking giant 6-bathroom, $2.3 million house. That was the one that screwed me this days.
No, I know. I was just like interjecting
Fraggle,
different.
the minimum requirement of accuracy on AK is about the size of a conscript's head at 3 feet.
It was
Yes.
never a precision weapon. It was a weapon meant to bring firepower to the battlefield, and it does so.
Well, actually, I want to get into that in one of these later episodes, but the actual doctrine, military doctrine that the AK found itself molded into.
It was a
is actual
submachine gun.
Yes, but like the actual, so the Soviets are going to pour across the Fulda Gap. I've done a bit of research on this, but how the AK actually fits into that. Let's swarm the Fulda Gap. I mean, swarm tactic. Dump it all over.
Yes, but back to the original point. AK, expected accuracy, back of head at 3 feet. And if you were able to get closer than 3 feet, then you go Makarov, which has an expected accuracy of 3 inches or less. Showing off
for those who cannot see.
Thank you.
He was holding up his Makarov and then showed the top of the slide where there was some
Definitely
interesting
brains.
looking corrosion on the top of it.
In just the
wearing
one spot.
on the slide, in just one spot, about 2 inches back from the bore, and it's real splotchy, and
the rest of it is beautiful.
It's not holster wear. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, perfection.
I think we should probably end this while we're on a sad note.
Yes,
Aww.
I love this.
I was actually going to end it on a high note real quick, but that is 10th Circuit Court of Appeals struck down New Mexico's waiting time on gun purchases.
Yes, they
Which
did.
includes Colorado, so I should be able to go to Shields and buy all the guns I want right now.
That's actually my question. I have been asking that question for several months now. They issued that ruling a couple months ago, and then I was like, why do we still have waiting period then? The answer to my question was that's why New Mexico was
issued that.
Okay, hold on. They issued the en banc panel issued the original opinion a couple months ago.
Oh.
It sounds like they probably then stayed their opinion so New Mexico could appeal to, I'm sorry, not en banc, to just a 3-judge panel. They stayed their opinion so that New Mexico could appeal en banc, and the 10th Circuit just a few days ago denied that appeal, sealing the ruling in.
So then now it has to go, basically the states have to rewrite laws, and it has to go through a bunch of different shit. It's not just an immediate, just like everything else with the government. It's an immediate chalk line snapped.
It kind of is. Colorado cannot reinforce its 3-day ban in the 10th Circuit anymore. At least that's how it should be. And I'm not saying that's how it should be because that's how it should be, man. I'm saying because if
the way the framework is set up, that is how it should be.
Right. The way the courts have worked with this particular case, I think we're at that point, is what I'm saying. But I don't know for sure, and nobody's ever been able to give me the answer on why not. So
there may also be a grace period built into the ruling where, you have 90 days to like produce new materials and alter your websites and train your law enforcement and blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
Maybe. This is something I'd actually like to look into a little bit more.
We will, but Colorado's so gay, they'll just freaking do their own thing anyway.
Yeah.
Well, GatLab wants to know what other TISMs he can check off. That would be armored trains, sir, but we will talk about those later.
Yeah, next week, GatLab, next week.
I already talked about armored trains once, and I'll do it again.
Please don't.
For me, it's the difference. It's the difference between BPSK and QPSK.
That'll do it. Alrighty then. Well, if you enjoyed this show as much as we did, which is a lot for me because I got to yell about something, leave us a review. 5 stars are good. 4 stars are good. You can leave us a 1 star. That's actually probably better than a 4-star but only if you genuinely don't like us. Because I like reading the 1-star reviews. They give me joy.
If you guys could, if you guys could somehow figure out how to give us enough 5 stars and 4 stars that we end up with a 4.7 star review, I would give you a cookie.
I would rather have a 4.6 because it's the dream caliber that I have.
Oh, can I have a
But-
cookie?
But AK-47 radio, 4.7 stars.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Finally, my brain did not-
Yeah, I did not pick that up either.
Well, get out there, leave us a review, anonymity guaranteed, and go out and train. Ace VR, Meat Space. If it's going around rucking in your neighborhood so that you're not a fat ass, go do that too. Be a live
Yes.
Wolverine. Don't be a dead Wolverine, because that's when that movie got depressing, is when the Wolverines started dying.
Wolverines!
And,
For now.
well, folks,
Go walk your neighborhood.
guten Nacht.
Bye-bye.